Good morning, my friends. It is coffee time with cider this morning with John. I am sitting here on my back deck. It is a surprisingly beautiful day. It's in the 70s here in November, which is an odd thing. But I wanted to hop on and talk about giving yourself a place where you can speak freely. Giving yourself a group of friends that you can join in and not judge each other for your beliefs, but just share your beliefs openly and hear different points of view. Now, I'm lucky because when I started my membership group, that's exactly what it kind of became. You know, a group of us show up and we all talk from different points of view and share, and we never judge, and we all just love each other, and it's just a beautiful thing. I'm getting ready to do one of those this morning. It's a Sunday morning here. I do them on Sundays and Wednesdays, but I wanted to talk about how beautiful it is to create that kind of group and find friends who will not judge you and allow you to talk from your point of view without judgment or condemnation. A lot of people will condemn people for what they think. You know, I think we're all in this life thing together, and we're all trying to figure it out. And the majority of our beliefs are all theoretical. They're all theories. You know, we follow what we feel to be true, but on a mental level, they're all theories. You know, people will tell you what reincarnation is. I don't claim to know what it is, because I know I have these memories. I just don't know why I have these memories, or how I have these memories, or even am I the only one who has these memories, or could we all have these memories? I don't know. So when it comes to that, I'm speaking my truth, and I have a safe place to do that. And it is so comforting to know that I can go to my group and go and just talk about whatever I want to talk about, and they can do the same, and we can dive into this journey together. You know, what do you believe? I believe this. Well, you believe that? Okay, well, that's interesting. That feels right to me. You know, and it really comes down to, giving yourself those safe places. To sit at home alone and not allow yourself to hear other points of view, you're actually limiting your potential. You're actually limiting your ability to broaden your horizons. You know, I come from Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, which is a beautiful beach town. And in the summertime, it's filled with, out-of-staters, out-of-towners, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people are there every weekend, or 1 million people are there every weekend. It's crazy down there in the summertime. In the wintertime, it's a small town. It's a small town, and there's a delineation of the people who are there. There's the tourists who come in, and then there's the locals. And the locals are very interesting, and the locals are changing right now because a lot of the people are retiring there. But the locals that I've known from high school, and many of them never left the area, and they've never broadened out to see or experience other parts of the world or other peoples. And because of that, they have fears and prejudices that go away when you travel. You know, I'm lucky. I've been to 30 countries, and I've been in third world countries and very wealthy countries. I've been all over the world doing all kinds of amazing things. So I've had a chance to see people and talk to people from all over the world and experience different beliefs. Hinduism and Buddhism, and I've been all through India and all through the Middle East and in the Muslim countries, and I've seen beautiful people everywhere I've gone. So when I hear someone take, for instance, I had a woman who was commenting on stuff I was doing, and who was had a real prejudice against Pakistani people. And I was like, I've been to Pakistan. I've met beautiful people in Pakistan. But you're condemning an entire race, a broad general condemnation of an entire race of people because of the fact that they come from Pakistan, right? And it was an absolutely ridiculous statement to me, and I mean that in the truest sense of that word, ridiculous, worthy of ridicule, because it was hurtful, it was harmful. And I believe we live in a loving world, but they've limited themselves by not broadening their horizons, by not stepping outside of their closed circle, by not reaching out to other people and hearing what they believe and listening to other people believe, and having a place where they can discuss things openly and freely without condemnation or of condemning others. You need to find that place where you can express yourself authentically without fear of reprisals. And it's a beautiful thing when you find it. Now, and the way you get that is you start talking to people, and you say, listen, you and I can, and you can be very clear in your communication. You and I can believe very different things, but I would love to know what you believe so I can see if there's something in there for me. And I'll tell you what I believe, and you can, just as long as you're open and clear about it, most people have no problem discussing what they believe, and there are some who are going to start to try to sway you to their beliefs. There's a lot of people who try to sway me to their belief all the time because they think I'm lost because of my beliefs. But the only reason they think I'm lost is because they have to have their beliefs be right, and that's not free communication and sharing. But when you find that place where you can speak openly about your beliefs, it is so freeing, and you create really strong connections with people, because now you don't have to believe the same things, but you can love each other, and that's really the key. You can love one another strictly by stepping into your own personal truth and listening to others' truths to see if there's any truth in there for you. God is too big to be encompassed by any one religion or school of thought. Instead, there's kernels of truth in all of them. So it's best to go out and study and explore and experience the beliefs of others, so you can find the things that ring true for you. For me, the more I studied, the more I found these very simple truths. We all should just love one another. And in the process of loving one another, love will be returned to us. What we sow, we do reap. And we are all one. That person across from me, if I can help them, I will. And I'll tell you, I've always kind of felt that way, even before I had my regression. I remember driving home from Baltimore one time back to Delaware. It was a 3-hour drive home. And I had on the dash, I had a van, a 1978 Chevy van. Thank you very much. I know some of you are now jealous. But on the dash, I had this jar full of spare change that I had been, whatever, I just throw it in their jar. I had this jar, and I was driving out of Baltimore, and I looked over, and there was this guy begging on the street, and I picked up the entire jar, and I opened the window, and I just handed the jar out the window. It probably had $30 or $40 in it. And he was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. Well, I ran out of gas on the way home. I forgot I had no money in my pocket. But I ran out of gas. And what happened? My good friend, who I've known since I was 5, jumped up and drove to where I was and gave me gas to get home. And the world works out. I was so glad I could help him out. My friend helped me out, and everything worked out. But could I have been totally stressed out and trying to figure out what the heck's going on? Sure I did. Sure I could have. Did I? No. I stayed clear to myself and true to myself. And when that man was in need, I gave him what he needed. And, we're all in this world thing together. Let's all just help each other out. Let's all just love one another. And You don't look for the esoteric, crazy meanings in it all. Instead, live love fully. Live love in this present moment 100%. Walk out in the world and just love people and smile at people. Hold doors for people. I hold doors for people of all ages and all genders. I see them coming, I open it, there you go. And it's so funny to watch some of them go, thanks, just weird, But I just think it's courteous. I think it's kind. I think it's kind to open a door for someone. To let somebody go in front of you who has less groceries in their hands than you do. To see the person begging on the side of the street and to go over there and give them something and have a nice conversation with them, a direct connection and communication with that person. You do that, you're delivering love, you're delivering God, you're delivering the source of all, and you're expressing it into the world. And God is love, and when you give out love, you're giving out God. You're giving out the source. You're giving it all out to people who are in need. Give it to yourself too. Find yourself a place where you can express yourself fully and love yourself equally, because there is no part of God that is not equal to any other part of God. And we're all one with God. So love yourself equally enough to say, yes, I want to find a group. I'm going to find a group. I am finding a group. See that transition there? Want, going to, am. I am finding a group of people who I can share freely my beliefs and discuss beliefs so we can come to find our own personal truths. And I'm lucky because I have my membership group, so I get that a couple times a week because I have these amazing people that come. So, in the membership group, it's like, I have people in there who I have one person who's an atheist, one person who's a Mormon, one person who believes in the law of one material, one person who's just a completely open person who comes out of the unity churches. I've got just amazing people in there, and we all come from different perspectives, but we all find commonality. That's what you need to do. Find people who can have different perspectives and find the commonalities. And that's my thought on this, guys. You guys have a great day, and me and my site are going to have a great day. I'm going to go do a membership group now, so I'll talk to you later. See you. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.